Armen Georgian has been looking into this story for us, and he joins me now. Armen, the British government says the plan here is to stop individuals trying to reach the United Kingdom by boat in a way that is often very dangerous. Is that going to work?
Well, the British government is making this distinction between legal routes into the UK and illegal cross-channel crossings. But I think the key question is, how does this deportation flight actually deter cross-channel crossings, if that's the goal? Because, as you said, there are 7 people leaving on this flight. There were 28,500 people detected arriving in Britain on small boats last year. And just this Tuesday, there were more arrivals, reportedly actually substantially more than the number of people leaving on this deportation flight. So that's really the big question I have, is how does this Rwanda policy deal at all with the cross-channel issue? The reality is surely that the smugglers' networks have not been broken, and there is a political problem between Britain and France that hasn't been resolved. Those are the two things that arguably need to be fixed. Easier said than done, of course, but there's never been a comprehensive post-Brexit settlement on migration in the form of, for example, an EU-UK treaty on migration. So I'm not really sure how much difference this Rwanda policy makes if we're looking at the main source of migration into the UK, which is across the channel.
That said, though, these 7 individuals, it looks almost certain now, will be on that flight tonight heading to Rwanda. Do we know what happens to them once they get there?
Well, the authorities and officials in Kigali stress that as people who experience genocide, they are proud to welcome those who are in need. However, Rwanda is already home to around 130,000 asylum seekers and refugees, mostly from Congo and Burundi. Most of them live in camps and have done for many years. Only 10% of them live in urban areas. That's according to the UNHCR. And of course, for somebody living in a camp, it's even more difficult to be integrated into the economy, to find a job and so forth, than for someone living in an urban area where it's difficult enough as it is. So the expectation is that these people who are being deported from the UK, they will not have an easy time at all making a future in Rwanda if their asylum applications are accepted. That's the first thing. That's going to take time as well. First, they have to apply for asylum when they get to Rwanda and see what happens. And if they get it, try to make some sort of future, which, given the economic situation of the country, is not easy.
Armen Georgian, thanks very much indeed. We'll have more analysis on this story later on in the hour.